Sidonie Gabrielle Colette was once referred to as an olfactory novelist. Not only did she write some of the most beautiful words about perfume ever committed to paper, she also dabbled in creating her own scents. Let's back up for a second if you're not familiar with Colette. She was born in 1873 and grew up in an idyllic village in Burgundy with a beautiful garden that had everything that germinates, blossoms, or flies, according to the author. To help her family when times were tough, she married an older man named Willie, who was a writer, and I say that in air quotes because he used ghostwriters and then he would rip them off, which is exactly what he did to Colette. Her blockbuster series of novels called Claudine were attributed to him until she eventually broke free, divorced him, took to the stage, and began a 6-year relationship with the aristocratic Marquis de Beauboeuf, who was born a woman but lived as a marquis named Max. And the status as a marquis is what saved them at a time where same-sex couples were not celebrated, to put it mildly. Colette started her own cosmetic line and opened a salon called Société de Colette. She sold perfumes, lipsticks, and anti-aging creams, and she worked as a beautician there. And let me just read you these lines on scent that she wrote. You might think that an invisible gardenia, feverish and white, is opening its petals in the darkness. It's the very aroma of this dew-drenched night. It's the breath from beyond the gate and the moss-covered alley of the woods where I was born, the woods which have taken me back. I belong to them again. So with that backdrop, I decided to try Tocca's Colette Perfume. This scent was inspired by the author. And despite the fact that in 2012, when I started Immortal Perfumes, a picture of a Tocca bottle was on my vision board, I've never actually smelled their perfumes. The Colette perfume begins with very strong citrus. I'm not a huge citrus perfume person, so at first I was disappointed, but as I walked around the store, I kept sniffing my wrist and the citrus mellowed to this lovely, creamy amber with a touch of spice. I ended up grabbing a full size because it's a perfect summer scent. Colette herself believed in sticking to a signature scent. She said, "A woman must practice a certain self-denial by remaining faithful to a well-chosen perfume. Linked to your moral person, to your physical charms, a perfume your friends love and recognize, one that surprises people you meet for the first time, and that makes them dream." All right, what do you think? Should I make a Colette-inspired perfume? Let me know in the comments, and find the rest of my perfume histories on the playlist below.